Guys, look, it's your boy Mike from Seattle.
Now, the stuff we teach here, and have for almost 30 years, is proven.
Here to do a video that I'm sure is just going to get absolutely trashed on.
It's no longer an opinion.
You know, wow, all you do is just use Dave Ramsey's name for clout on your internet videos.
And I know you're writing a blog from your mother's basement.
Well, you just want to just create some controversy so people will watch your channel. That's why you're saying crap about Dave Ramsey.
You're looking for clickbait using my name. I understand that, but you're wrong.
Which clearly this young millennial, probably a Zoomer, definitely not a Boomer. He's just making fun of Dave because he doesn't know what he's talking about.
I don't like Dave Ramsey's advice. I don't give a crap. You're wrong.
Have a little bit of success at such a young age and you think to yourself, well, I'll just go ahead and tell all these other kids the secrets to success. You don't actually know anything.
It's not a theory.
I get it. All right, I get it. You don't like when I go after the messiah of financial information, okay? This video may piss you off.
Wow! I don't know if I agree with Dave Ramsey's investment assumptions. I don't give a crap.
Dave Ramsey, I credit for my good spending habits from a very young age. I like Dave Ramsey. I'm going to start this. Doesn't matter. I'm going to say I'm like legitimately hyping my boy, Uncle Dave Ramsey up as a great man and a good guy who gives good advice to idiots. He gives good advice for idiots. Now that doesn't mean that if you've taken Dave Ramsey's advice, you're an idiot or I'm an idiot, because I've taken his advice. I have. But his channel, when you listen to these people, they call in, oh, Dave, yeah, so like, oh, okay, anyways, I went to school for 18 years in college and then I didn't get a major, but I spent 80 grand a year and then now I'm $195,000 in debt. And also I got 6 new cars, 3 baby mamas. I don't pay my child support.
I have an assault and battery on an officer, and unfortunately it looks very, very bad on paperwork. Mm-hmm. But I didn't do the charge.
And, you know, like, okay, these are the people that call into a show, okay? There's people like that, and you just sit there and you listen and you go, wow, you are one special kind of person there, my friend. You are a unique breed who made some interesting choices in life. That's what his channel's for, and I get it. There's normal people who call in too, right? You know what I mean? There's heart-wrenching stuff, like somebody's spouse passed away, now they're left with debt, and then, you know, it's just some small student, and they're confused, they're scared, and Dave helps them out. But I've listened to his show religiously, no pun intended, for a very long time, okay? Literally since I was 18, and I hate to admit how old I am now, but it's not 18, okay? 29 years old. Hurts to say it and kind of makes me like throw up in my mouth a little bit. Anyways, a long time. I watch his YouTube clips, I listen to the radio show. Most of the people that call in, I would not say are apt, intelligent, great with their money, super duper investors, right? I'm not saying they're bad people, I'm saying they're even stupid in the rest of their life. But when it comes to money, these people have made some questionable decisions. That's all I'm saying. So when I'm here to say Dave Ramsey gives financial advice for beginners, for average and honestly below average people, financially, I'm not talking about like their actual intelligence capabilities. I'm talking about he gives advice to people like my brother who's got 2 motorcycles, a car, and a house, and made some questionable decisions as they, you know, maybe like doing some dumb stuff and letting like animals go in there and tear it all apart. That's who the advice is for. Get out of debt, stop spending money, don't have the credit card debt, you know, control your habits. That's great advice. When I was 18 years old, Uncle Dave scared me about credit cards. And I never had a credit card till I was 27 or 28. And then I realized, man, bro, like I got like no credit. Like luckily I had bought like 1 or 2 things on credit ever in my life. And I had all the money to pay it off immediately if I needed to. But I just bought it on credit so I could develop credit. And now I look at Credit Karma, and Credit Karma is like, hey man, you know you need like 11 different sources of credit history, 11 different credit like knocks on your thing, credit accounts on your thing to actually be considered good. And I'm like, well, that's great. I've got 4 with an average credit history of like 2.5 years because I finally bought 2 credit cards. And they're at like 3 months for their average, you know, maybe they're like at 1.5 years now. But the credit cards have such a low credit age history. And then like the other things I had is like 8 years. So then averages out at like 3 years. And really I need an average credit history of like 7 years to even start to look good. Anyways, look, Dave Ramsey, again, I'm gonna beat on Uncle Dave for a second, okay? But I spent like 6 minutes hyping him up. So chill. Dave Ramsey is wrong when he gives advice about never having a credit card. I know that he says there and says, the credit cards are definitely working one over on you. They're making money on you, and having a credit card's a bad idea.
Yes, you do spend more when you use a credit card.
And you think you can outsmart it with their points and everything, but you can't.
And those of you that are collecting airline miles, all the studies tell us, the reason they offer the airline miles, all the studies tell us that you are the worst. There's tons of research. And the hilarious thing is that you are massively in denial. That you really do believe you're beating them at their game. Which is humorous, really.
That's wrong. You can't. You can. In fact, the proof of it is the Chase Sapphire Reserve card. Go Google it right now. Chase Sapphire Reserve just had to increase their yearly fee from $450 a year to $550 a year because they were losing so much freaking money on it because it was a fantastic card that gave amazing, wonderful benefits for travel. And they were losing money, ridiculous amounts of it, that they had to jack the freaking fee up and drop half of their benefits. And I've had that card, been taking advantage of it because it's so darn wonderful. So yeah, there are cards, if you do your research, that you can actually do well on that. And if you can control your spending and not go out and buy stuff you don't need, then that'll help you, right? Now, I'm sure they make money on a majority of people, but there's that little group of people that are the thorn in the bank's side, and they're like, oh, we can't freaking seem to screw these guys over. They're getting money from us. Luckily, we're offsetting it with a bigger pool over here. Be part of the smaller pool and build your credit and look good and have something, that generates you airline miles, because that's what I use it for. I literally bought it so I could take free flights, and I've had like 9 free flights in the last year and a half that I've had it. I don't pay for tickets. It's great. Okay, so Dave Ramsey, your credit card information, not bad, but for, let's go ahead and call them adept, maybe even expert people with their money, people that could potentially become the millionaires that you preach about in your show with more than just the 401k invested into IRA and like mutual funds and things like that. Yeah, these people, they're probably okay with a credit card. And honestly, I'd recommend getting a couple so that you have more accounts. And then I've got like one for gas, one for groceries, one for eating out with your girlfriend, if I can ever get a girlfriend. Okay, Dave Ramsey, critique number 2. Guys, you got to get this 15-year mortgage, and you want to own your own house. It needs to be, your monthly payment shouldn't be any more than 25% of your take-home pay. You should put 20% down, and you need to make sure that you pay that thing off as fast as you can, because the banks are wrong. The banks are evil. They're terrible. They're garbage. Don't pay them an extra cent of interest ever. But you want to own that own house because the grass just feels greener. The carpet just feels nicer when it's actually yours underneath your feet, right? We've all heard Dave say that. I could sit here and quote it without reading anything because I've heard it so many times, right? It makes sense. I got you, Dave. It doesn't necessarily apply to everybody, but I get it. But you know what? If you're watching any other videos on my channel, look into house hacking, okay? Let's talk about why I would choose a 30-year fixed rate instead of a 15-year. Why I would put less down instead of more. Why I'm not concerned about all these take-home pay things that Dave is. Now, again, it's not because I'm stupid with my money, as I'm sure the comments on this video will surely say. It's because I know that if I have a property like I have right now, which is a duplex, and I live in one side, and my tenant lives in the other side, every month he pays me $2,000. My mortgage is $2,750. So he pays $2,000, I pay $750. Oh wait, that's not all. I got a roommate that I split the $750 with. I only pay $375. Fantastic. And that mortgage includes taxes and includes insurance and includes the principal and interest. Okay, $2,750 for this duplex. I put 5% down with a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. Now, if I had done a 15-year, my payment would have been way higher. Way higher. Now, I would pay it off faster. Sure, I'd pay it off a lot faster. And I probably would have gone from paying $375 a month, maybe to paying like, I don't know, $600 a month or something, because my mortgage would have jumped from $2,750 to $3,400. I don't know, something like that, right? Just bear with me on the numbers. I'm not doing like mental math at that level right here for you guys on the fly, okay? All I'm saying is what I focused on was cash flow. If I can get my mortgage payment as little as possible by stretching out the time from a 15-year to a 30-year, If I can get that mortgage payment way down here, as low as possible, it makes it easier for me to make profit off of this property. Because I plan to move out of this thing in the next few months, and I'll rent both sides. And when I rent both sides, 1950 and 1950, because it's a mirror image duplex, exactly the same, I'll be making $3,900 a month with a $2,750 mortgage payment. That means that I pocket $1,150 every month. Now, of course, we got to account for vacancies. We got to account for damages and things like that. So $1,150 every month. But, you know, we put 25% of that away. So I'll put $200 and $300, something like that, in the bank account, and pocket the other $800. $800 a month times 12 months a year. Don't make me do the mental math, guys, but it's like $8,000 plus another $1,600, $9,600 a year. $9,600 a year going into my pocket for doing nothing but managing the property. And sure, someone moves out, so I have a month that I don't get as much rent. Sure, something gets broken and they don't pay for it because they're not great tenants, right? But I screen my tenants really well, and I've had zero problems. In 14 months that I've owned this thing, the 2 tenants I've had, I've never not been paid. I've never had a single problem. One call, that's it. They called and said that there was a gas leak outside, or they smelled gas outside. I called the power company. They came down, found a tiny leak, and they fixed it themselves. No charge to me because it's a gas leak on the outside of my house. Anyways, the point is that there are methods to build wealth in real estate. Right now, when I move out of here, and even before then, someone else, my tenant, is paying the majority of my loan for me, paying and building up my net worth for me, and I do nothing. I mean, yeah, of course, obviously I've got to repair things, keep it clean, find the guy, all that stuff. But really, most of the time, I'm just sitting over here, and once a month, I get the check. Now, of course, I had to come up with the money to put it down. I had to look for the property. I had to interview dozens of real estate agents and look at dozens of properties to find one that fit everything that I knew would be profitable and everything would work. Sure, I put in a lot of work on the front end, but for the last 14 months, it's been, I guess not zero, but pretty minimal, right? Come on, that's not a bad strategy. And you can sit here and look and say, well, you're over leveraged if you're going to buy another one. Why? If I buy another one, I'll buy the exact same thing, or as close to it as I can find, with a big margin like I have. Where is the risk? If I'm pocketing all that money, even if somebody moves out, even if all 3 tenants move out at the exact same time, which is really unlikely, I mean, highly unlikely. But let's say everybody moves out at the exact same time, and I got to come up with 2 full mortgage payments by myself for, like, worst case scenario, 2 months or something. I can still pay that just out of the profit I make in 1 year. So again, that's highly unlikely that literally everybody's going to move out and just kick my butt at one time, right? I mean, that's on the level of like natural disasters, you know what I mean? Like, just because the stock market crashes every 20 years because a bunch of idiots that are super rich do some illegal things doesn't mean we're not all going to invest in it, right? That's not a reason not to invest in it. It's a reason to be like, hey, we better be careful with what we're doing, because sometimes things go bad when people break the rules, right? Anyways, look, all I'm saying is that I like Dave Ramsey, okay? I recommend Financial Peace University Total Money Makeover to brand new, my kids' siblings who are like, 16 and 18, or people that I meet who have like big spending issues, people I work with. I'm like, hey, you should YouTube Dave Ramsey. And I'll like send him a clip of one of the videos that says, hey, you goofball, stop spending money you don't have to impress people you don't like, to buy things that you don't need, right? So you don't have to hate on me. I know it's coming, but you don't have to when you're commenting down there like, Mike, you're just like total freaking garbage. You're such a hack. You're just trying to get popular by using his name for like controversy. Just remember to capitalize Mike, because it makes me feel better about who I am. Anyways, guys, that's all I was saying. Maybe the 30-year mortgage might possibly have a little bit of an advantage over a 15-year when taken into certain contexts. I'm just saying. You look great. Well, hey, we'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.
It's not a theory. I don't agree with Dave Ramsey's advice, which would make you wrong.